get there first. And like you said, it was one of those damn lobs. And I'm like, oh, man, it's like I don't have a problem with him, but it's, and I think I don't have a problem with it because I expected this. Like, this is exactly what everyone said he would be.
Sure.
And, but it does bear itself out, and I just wonder how many games this season are going to be like that where you could actually say, okay, well, if we had a little bit better quarterback play, or let even say much better, what would the outcome be? I know damn sure yesterday that, everyone's complaining about the play calling, but as we said earlier, those receivers were open, and it wasn't like, they're dumping it off. I mean, they were, 15 yards down the field open, and it's, so the plays were there to be made. So the play calls weren't as bad, I think, as everyone thinks they were. It's just Tyrod wasn't able to get it done.
Yeah, well, the plays were whatever. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding in the numbers. What was there? What was Tyrod? 15 for 40?
15 for 40 for 197, I think it was.
So that's what, 25 incompletions?
Mm-hmm.
25 times that the ball was thrown and not caught. That can't win games. That can't win games.
No.
And look, anytime, I don't care if you're playing the New England Patriots with a high school team. If the Patriots had 6 turnovers in a game, you better be winning the game. 6 turnovers in a pro game, and the best that they can come away with is a tie. That's garbage, man. That's a lot of, because we didn't have that many turnovers, but that says even more about how poorly we played.
The only one was that underthrown ball right at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it just with that kind of production and 6 turnovers from the Steelers, 6, you got a 6 by itself. All by itself, it should equal 3 touchdowns. Not just the 3 that we got. There should be 2 more touchdowns based on just the average play of an average team. So that should be 35, and we should have won that game by a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't, it was what it was. To me, if we're evaluating the whole game, I mean, and it's funny because we're just banging on it, and there were good things too, but
yeah, we'll get there.
The bad things just to me said, yeah, we're still not there. We definitely don't know how to win a game yet, and it's somewhat of a carryover from last year, just with better quality players, which made it a closer game. And it still goes back to the coaching is not getting it done. They're not coaching these guys up to win, and pick a team, special teams. How do you get a kick blocked at the end of a game? You heard what the Steelers said. They said that they knew the snap count. That they were using the same snap count. What the hell is that? Right, and that's not coaching? That's definitely coaching.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's just the coaching thing. It just the discipline thing, I guess, is what drove me crazy. I was stunned that we still had a chance to win it with that kick. But be honest, you were there. I was sitting on my couch saying to myself, no effing way does he make this kick. I was sure he was not going to make the kick. I was sure we weren't going to win. Just because of the game I had watched. And sure enough, TJ Watt gets that block and it's over.
See, for me, it might have just been like, the fact that as a diehard Browns fan,
energy.
I'm just the ultimate, like, old, tired, beaten dog in the backyard that's like, all right, come smack me with a stick some more. Like, so that's probably why I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out,
Right.
And I knew I jinxed it because I was so excited for the fact I got ahead of myself, and I was like, when we actually got that turnover and Schobert's running down the sideline, I was like, oh my God, this is going to happen. Like, we're going to break their hearts, like on the last play of overtime after they were up like 21-7 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, we're really going to do this. I can't believe it. And of course we didn't.
But why didn't we? Because one, Myles Garrett gets a completely useless and stupid, lacking discipline penalty with the push in the back that did not need to happen. On any level did that play. Again, it goes back to the discipline. He's not a disciplined player. He's a good player. He's going to be a great player, but again, he made a couple plays yesterday that were not that were just kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, with him though, he's playing with so much adrenaline right now that you have to assume that, like you said earlier, he's a really smart guy. Like that's going to get cleaned up. I mean, see, that's my takeaway from this is that, when it hit 21-7, I'm going, damn it, not again. Like it's not supposed to be like this anymore. And then all of a sudden it wasn't.
Right.
Say what you want about the discipline and, how crappy the offense was in the overtime. The bottom line is that we've been told not the same old Browns. And the truth is they were down 21-7 to a team that absolutely has made them their bitch, for how long?
Right.
And, in a situation where in previous years you're looking at losing 28-10, they actually came back against, again, a 13-win team that can go to the Super Bowl. And that, to me, shows signs of progress. That's different. I don't care what anybody wants to say. That's different. That this team last year would never have been in first of all, they wouldn't have been in that position to do that.
No, they would have fallen apart.
Dude, check this out. I don't know if you saw this. I mean, just the defense alone. We had 6 turnovers yesterday. Do you know how many turnovers we had all of last season?
You saw it like 1 or something, wasn't it?
13.
Yeah.
The whole season.
Oh.
In 16 games, the Browns forced 13 turnovers.
Right.
In one game yesterday, they forced 6.
Well,
so, I mean, there are things there that lead you to believe that, yeah, it is changing. And, I mean, you're right. They didn't finish the game. They didn't, get the win.
Right.
But when you're 0-16, everyone like that's crapping on the team relentlessly today. I'm like, what do you want? You're not going to go from 0-16 to 12-4, 13-3. Like, would it be nice to have that legendary like turnaround like some teams have had? Yeah, I mean, and it can happen. But how common is it to be, Jacksonville last year as opposed to the year before that? 3-13 to whatever it was, 12-4. Like,
right.
It's not common. And I mean, let's face it, we weren't just 0-16. It was like historically bad.
Right. Oh no,
Dude. It's never good when you're 0-16, but it was, I mean, so I'm looking at this game, and I as much as I'm pissed that we didn't beat the Steelers, I actually have hope. And especially considering, people said we had no chance against the Saints coming up this week. It's like, well, okay, but, now I look at it as, okay, well, what are we going to do in dry conditions in a dome and against a defense that gave up 48 points to frigging Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so, there's caught for me anyway. And again, I know I'm a homer, but I mean, it's not all doom and gloom.
No, I agree. It's not all doom and gloom, and they did play better. The flip side that I'm, of course, looking at, because I am definitely glasses half empty with a slow leak. I'm definitely that guy. But, you're saying 13-3 with the Super Bowl aspirations. I'm saying a very distracted team that played.
And I saw him as motivated.
Who? The Steelers?
Yeah, dude. That whole Le'Veon Bell thing, they were so pissed at him that they were going to be like, look, we're going to run the damn ball and we're going to show this idiot. Like, I mean, and the offensive lineman, it came out, I think it was today or maybe even yesterday, that the reason that those guys actually mouthed off a little bit was because apparently he told them last week, I'm going to be back this week. And he went back on his word, and they're like, F you, dude. So they were all set because, people are saying, the Browns are better and, they're going to be hurting without Le'Veon Bell. So as much as you would think they were distracted, I really think they were like kind of laser focused to prove that, they can do this and they don't need that guy.
I don't know, dude. Roethlisberger is clearly a Hall of Fame quarterback and rapist, but he,
yes.
But as a Hall of Fame quarterback, he had 5 turnovers himself yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot, man. That's not them playing motivated and to their potential.
Man, on that deep interception of his, I don't know. I mean, as soon as he let that ball fly, all of us were like, hopefully Randall catches it because we don't know where the hell he's even throwing that. I'm like, there was nobody back there.
Yeah, I know. It was out. It was like he thought he was on the Browns for a minute.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, was he trying to do his best DeShone Kizer impersonation or something? Like, I mean, it was bad.
Speaking of that, real quick, I know you didn't watch the game, but Kizer was in yesterday for a couple.
I heard it. I picked 6, right?
Dude, it was funny because my friend Red is he's in Green Bay and he's a diehard, and he texted me as soon as Kizer came in. He goes, "Do we have any hope?" And I wrote one word back, nope. And I mean, Kaiser, fumble, incomplete, pick six. I was like, oh my God.
Dude, it's like how we started the season last year against the Steelers. I mean, that was so funny last year, man. Going to that first game, we're all pumped up, and all we needed was one offensive series. And I will never, ever forget, I just looked there and I go, well, I guess it's going to be like that. Sure enough, there it was. Run for 2 yards, incomplete pass, run for -4, block punt, touchdown. Like, all right. So pop that balloon real fast.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel bad for Kaiser, man, because he seems like a nice enough kid. He tried to integrate himself in the city and everything else, and he just didn't have. Well, of all the quarterbacks, I think he was probably the most talented that took the most shell shocking of anybody.
I mean, it's either him or Couch, because Couch had that atrocious offensive line that just got him murdered.
Yeah, but he was still productive. I mean, Couch was probably the best quarterback that we've had of the drafts.
Oh yeah.
Just skill wise. He probably is the best of the ones that have played to this point.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, Kaiser has a lot of talent, but he's just wrecked. And it was so, he's in Green Bay now. That's a perennial Super Bowl contender. And he looked like he was scared. And it's like, man, we really did a number on this kid last year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his decision making all those interceptions in the red zone, you're just like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, come on, man. Like, jeez.
Yeah. And meanwhile, then in comes Aaron Rodgers. Admittedly, he's great, but Aaron Rodgers comes in on one leg and throws 3 touchdowns. It's like, dude, you're not as good as a one-legged quarterback.
Yeah.
Might be time to call it a day.
Yeah, just stop, man. He's collecting his paycheck. What the hell? More power to him.
Yeah, he's making more than neither of us. That's for sure.
I know. I know, right? So, well, off of the horrible 2017 Cleveland Browns, because that's just going to make me cry. But yeah, I mean, I really thought there were some good things yesterday. I mean, obviously you can start with Myles Garrett. I mean, that guy. Everything that we hoped that we were getting out of him when we drafted him number 1 last year, we saw it in the preseason, and of course, crossed our fingers in the preseason, like, please don't get injured, please don't get injured, please don't get injured.
Yeah.
And man, I mean, he did make a couple, mistakes yesterday, but oh my God, is that guy a monster?
Yeah, he's gonna be one of the elites. Him, Khalil Mack. Smith over in Chicago as well.
Von Miller. I
mean, he's right in that conversation. Bosa, I mean, he's a beast. He's unstoppable. It didn't matter what they put on him yesterday. 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys. He was blowing past everybody. If he doesn't get hurt, he's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought he played really well, honestly.
Well, I mean, he has 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what more can you ask for? I mean, that's what you draft the guy to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, he said, and I mean, the other thing is, like, he put his money where his mouth was.
Sure.
He said, hey, I want to play Ben Roethlisberger. I want to chop him down. Mm-hmm. I want to go, beat these guys' asses. And he was quieter in the first half, admittedly, but second half he just ate them alive.
Yeah. Well, he got that sack in the first half.
God.
He got the sack of Roethlisberger in the first half, I think, didn't he?
I don't remember if both sacks were in the second half or not, but
I think the first one was in the first half. It was like in the first quarter.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't forget, when I'm at the game, that's why I have to go read all the articles I can find and listen to all the radio, because I'm just so into just screaming my head off.
Right.
Make some noise. Like, I will make some noise. Like, I mean, I'm surprised my voice is even in as reasonable condition that it is, because earlier today I was talking like this.
That's funny.
That's going to be one thing. People that are listening that don't follow it super closely, but want to listen to a football podcast, they'll always be able to tell whether or not the previous day's game was a home or an away game based on the quality of my voice. Because if it's shot, that was a home game.
You sound all right now.
Yeah, right.
But no, Garrett played well. Who played well? Denzel Ward. Jesus Christ.
How great was that?
My God, that guy is the real deal, man.
Man, even on that touchdown to Antonio Brown, he was all over him. If he had just turned his head, that's